Yes, power is a problem in Nigeria. Power is particularly a problem in the industry because all our machinery, they need power. And they need power in certain degree. So if you don't have power, you buy diesel and you use generator and your cost goes up and your costs are more than the cost of those other countries that have power. For industry, a big problem. It's a big problem, but we're happy that the government have unbundled the power holding, and we know that it may not be as instant that everybody is looking at because feeding problems. So in a few years, we hope that things will be much better.
So you think power is the only problem that
no, it's not.
Just manufacturers such as yourself?
Power is not. There are many problems. I mentioned high tariff, because if you're building a new factory, WHO factory, that all these things are not available in Nigeria, the tariff is higher than the tariff of imported products. And we have taken that up, but as you know, things can take time to happen, but I know they will happen.
A South African tycoon, Mrs. Daphne Nkosi, once told me about the trials of trying to convince all-male credit committees and banks to finance her business when she first started out. They always turned her down. What was your experience when you started Emzor Pharmaceuticals Industries?
When I started Emzor Pharmaceutical Industry, I didn't know about women that were turned down. And I came back from England, and I knew that if you qualify in England and you step to a bank, you're given a loan. So when I, came back and wanted to start my business, my father gave me one of his houses as collateral, and that's how I started. So I got $100,000, Naira, then, from First Bank of Nigeria. And that is how I started my business. So I did not know about this women business. I know that I got the money and I started importing to manufacturing. So, but having said that, there's need for women to know, and for men too, that business is business. There's no special business for a woman and there's a special business for a man. That wherever funds are needed, they should be given. Unfortunately, there is a dearth of funds for businesses in Nigeria. Very few banks are given. Very few banks have long-term loan to give. Even the developmental agencies, BOI, they're trying their best, but there's not enough. And it's pleasing that the coordinating minister for economy, the minister of finance, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, and Mr. President, they are doing so much to ensure, and also the central bank, that there are institutions that can be lending. And some of the banks, I believe, have female desks where they cater to the needs of female, boards, maybe micro businesses. But really and truly, the observation, I'm sure, is correct. But in Nigeria, our story should be different. Our women are very hardworking. You go to the market, you can see they're bubbling and they are, doing their own thing. And there's no reason why they shouldn't transit to, industries and other businesses. And they must be supported the way that a male business owner should be supported. I don't see the difference.
we must take a break now. When we return, Mrs. Stella, Okoli and I will be talking some more about women in management and business. Please stay tuned. I know that you'd much rather look at yourself as just an entrepreneur, a manufacturer, but there's no running away from the fact that you're a woman in business and that many young women will look up to you as a role model. What, in your estimation, are the biggest problems that you think women entrepreneurs face, apart from capital and access to capital?
Women entrepreneurs could also face problem of self-confidence, you know, because when you start a thing and you have a doubt, am I going to succeed? Am I not going to succeed? Or you start a business and you want to, day one, be like the best or the best person. It may not work. It's important for female entrepreneurs and young ladies to start small but think big. You understand this? A lot of people think that it's money. That business is all about having money. It's not. It's all about the techniques and the focusing and the determination and the finding out areas of gap, you know, that you can plug into. So they will need to also believe in themselves, find out the gaps in the system. They need to learn, continuous learning. They need to go to many seminars. You know, these days, it's easy. You can read up anything. You know, they don't have to be going to parties every day. They have to stay glued to maybe the computer, maybe to the books, and maybe to opportunities that exist, maybe to the, a lot of seminars in Nigeria, must say. So we're not lacking, you know, exposure. So they have to get involved. You know, get involved, just go there and get involved. Listen, one idea can change your life and can change your business.
Well, almost 20 years since the Beijing conference, no country in the world can claim gender equality yet. A crack has obviously been made in that much talked about glass ceiling, but how can we completely bridge the gender gap? Or can we, you know, make it not this wide?
In Nigeria? In
Nigeria, starting from Nigeria.
I think that in Nigeria, you have to give Mr. President a lot of kudos. It's 35%. And the First Lady won 50-50.
So you agree that 35% is tokenism?
I think for the first time in our history, we have 35%. And the First Lady is driving for 50%. You know, I think that is a good thing. It's a good beginning. And it's not actually about the number. I think it's about the quality. You can have one or two women that make, you know, impact. It is called Pareto's principle, 20-80 rule. 20% of the women can be making an impact of 80%. So let us have the right women at the right places that can, you know, make sure that women are being represented.
As you get more successful in life, as you become CEO, you know, when you get to the kind of level where you're at, you seem to get people around you who only say yes. How do you get the real picture of things?
Thank you very much. Wow. It's wrong to be a leader. It's wrong to be a CEO. It's wrong to be at the helm of affairs. And you surround yourself with yes men and women. It is very wrong. I condemn it, and I don't support it. And we can do something about it. There's so many ways. One of them is called management by walking around. You walk around and see what's happening. You know, I always tell them that the walls, they don't have a, you can't see through the walls. So you get up from yourself. You get to the marketplace. You can just wander around the manager's office and say what's good. You know, you can just call for reports, objectives. Because people should not be saying yes. We in Emzor don't encourage yes men and women. No. We believe in healthy disagreement with status quo. That's why we award our marks. Because how can your CEO be the only person there? What is your role? If you're there to say yes, that means that you might as well leave. Everyone must contribute their quota. And every chief executive, every leader must encourage everybody to talk. Because God has given us different talents. He's given us different ideas. So we should have an ideas bank. You cannot, for me, I love people. I love my staff. And I love them to sit around the table and say what they are doing, and they change ideas. I spend a lot of time in that. And it is actually very, very rewarding. I don't think that there's a superhuman being. The only superhuman being is God. So we have to, make sure that everybody that, is under us eventually becomes bigger than us. To go and be saying yes and no, me, I don't understand that one. You have to contribute your quota. You have to make sure that you bring the people that are under you up. So you see them in positions. Tomorrow, it is your gift. It is your joy. I don't do anything extraordinary. I'm just an ordinary human being. Just trying every day to say that I have to do my best. I have to do my best, and I get everybody around me to do their best. And you know what? I don't allow anybody to escape that. So they may think you're tough. Today, tomorrow they bless you because they learned from you. And that is important. In Nigeria, Nigerian young people are getting lazier and lazier. We should get tougher and tougher.
You're one of those leaders who'd rather be respected than be liked.
Yeah. I think that when you do a good job, when you help others, when you tell them that no is not the answer, you must go for the best. I think I'm loved. I'm liked, I'm loved, I'm respected.
Let's move on from here. I'll ask you a personal question. What did you have to give up in your personal life to be this successful in business?
What did I have to give up? I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything. I am just a simple person. Simple person. People don't, believe I'm shy also. Simple, shy.
Are you shy?
Yes. Very, very shy. But maybe not as shy as, But being shy does not mean you won't do your work. Doesn't mean you won't go and greet people. You understand? But I'm also a very personal person. So that helps me. So I didn't have to give up anything. And I have not even done much. I just did the basic. So when people say you've achieved this, you achieved that, I only wake up in the morning, do my work. Thank the Lord for what He's enabled me to do. So, there's a lot to do. That's what I see.
You just turned 70. How much more work is there to do?
Oh, there's a lot to do. How many of our people are dying of hunger? How many of our people are dying of ignorance? How many of our people have not been mentored? How many of our people are thinking negative thoughts when they could be thinking positive thoughts? There's a lot to do for everybody. Every one of us has a lot to do. And God strengthening me, the way He has strengthened me, is for a purpose. It's for me to go and do more. So anything that I did not do before I became 70, this is the time to to do more. It's very important. It's very, very important.
Mrs. Stella Okoli, we thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
And I thank you for watching. Please join us again next time when View from the Top returns. But between now and then, let's continue the conversation online at channelstv.com. And I ask you to follow me on Twitter at ModellySY. Thank you again, and see you again sometime soon.